Motorcycles and money. Oh my goodness. Jerry, what are you talking about? Got some fractional silver here. I know Bitcoiners, you hate silver. I get it. Why am I wasting my time? Blah, blah, blah. I get it. So this is about a young man that's traveling across the country on his motorcycle, going to different meetings and talking about real money. And I'm not a motorcyclist, but I'm actually thinking about it. One of my brothers, he's kind of convincing me to do it. And yeah, I sent him this video today, and I watched it, and it was really interesting, man. The way he intertwined money and motorcycles. So very interesting. Let's take a look.
To me, motorcycles are the highest expression of freedom. You are riding on this crazy rocket ship with two little dabs of rubber between you and death, and I love that.
Yeah, I know. It's another Bitcoin video. I get it. I got some silver in here for you, though. Because if I name it, put a Bitcoin or the Bitcoin name in the channel, I got my glasses on. Look at that. You see that? If I put the Bitcoin name in the video, excuse me, you guys will leave. You know, but this is a very, very interesting video. It's not just about Bitcoin. I want you to take a look at it. It's pretty short. It's about 9 minutes. I learned a lot from it. Maybe you can too.
To me, both Bitcoin and motorcycles allow a lot of freedom to the user, but they also require a ton of responsibility. With Bitcoin, there's no support line you can call to help you with your Bitcoin. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to do the research to understand that. On a motorcycle, it's very similar. If you do not know how to ride a bike, you'll very quickly find out that that's a dangerous situation to be in. And it takes a lot of mastery to ride a bike well, and a lot of focus and responsibility to ride a bike. So to me, Bitcoin and motorcycles mirror each other.
And here we have the bike for the Bitcoin Tour. It's a 2014 Harley-Davidson Ultra Limited, custom painted the bags, Bitcoin orange, of course. Got a little bit of dust because I've driven it across Florida at this point, which was an interesting ride. Can't recommend it, but you know what? Gotta do what you gotta do. It's a sweet bike. Super pumped. Here's what the startup sounds like.
Hey, real quick, guys. Do you guys got motorcycles? I'm thinking about getting one. I always said I wouldn't do it. I'm thinking about it, but kind of a scaredy cat. Do you guys have one? And if you do, let me know what kind you have, and let me know if I should get one, or do you have any recommendations? What kind I should get? You know, let me know.
This story really starts with me getting into Bitcoin Twitter. I was never on Twitter before I got into Bitcoin, and I started following people and becoming interested in other things around Bitcoin, and I started to see all these meetups popping up. And then I went to the first Bitcoin conference in 2019 run by Bitcoin Magazine, which they just said the last one in April in Bitcoin 2022. And that was when I realized these are my people. This is what I'm interested in. It's Bitcoin, not anything else. So yeah, I just started following meetup accounts when I thought maybe I could do a road trip. I just followed all these accounts for just different meetups all around the country, and eventually started mapping out where these meetups were. And I thought a good place to start would be at the Bitcoin conference. I'll meet a lot of people there. It would be a great place to kick off the tour, and it's in a corner of the country, so I can go all over from Miami.
Do they have anything like that for like silver and gold stackers? That you can have meetups and go around the country and just meet up with precious metal stackers? I mean, I know they got coin shows. I guess you could do that, coin shows, I guess. And I do that. There's one actually this weekend. I think it starts either today or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I just got a message about that. But man, you see that map? I would love to do that. Just go around the country and just have the freedom just to go around and just meet up like-minded people. I mean, and then in the industry that you're in, you get to meet the people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, and then they can teach you things and you could teach them things. That'd be absolutely amazing.
All right. I am staying in Miami Beach. Thankfully, I have a friend that lives like 5 blocks from the convention center, so I'm crashing on his couch. He is actually not home though, so I've got a whole bed for the next couple days. Like 3 or 4 days in Miami now, so take it with a grain of salt. But I've lived in New York, I grew up in suburbia in America, and have been outside of the US for the last 3 years. And Miami just strikes me as different from any other city I've been to in the US. There's a lot of energy here, a lot of young people building stuff. It's a cool place.
You know what's crazy about that? Miami is my second favorite city. Sometimes it's my first, it depends. I guess it's close between Miami and Las Vegas. But now with all the Bitcoin stuff going on in Miami, because Miami is one of the hubs of Bitcoin, it's definitely going to be up there. But Miami's a little more expensive than it is in here in Las Vegas. But yeah, it was interesting when I was watching. I was like, wow, he's out there in Miami. I absolutely love Miami. It's crazy because once you're in one city, you want to be in another one. You know what I mean? Like if I was in Miami, I'd be looking at Las Vegas like, oh man, it'd be so cool to be in Las Vegas. But I'm going to try to do my best out here to be a silver ambassador, be a Bitcoin ambassador, be a hard money ambassador. I really believe in that. And I really love what this guy's doing.
There isn't one definition of what a Bitcoin is or should be. In general, I found that it's just a collection of people who have an interest in Bitcoin and come together and want to meet each other, talk about Bitcoin, learn about other things that they're working on in their life. I started in Texas because Texas has become really this bastion for Bitcoin. There's a lot going on in Austin, in Houston, in Dallas. So I went to Texas first.
Now, most of you guys know I just got back from Texas a couple of months ago. Absolutely loved it. It was a woke town though. Austin, Texas, like he was saying, but it's a big hub for Bitcoin, believe it or not. And let me tell you something, silver and gold stackers. Bitcoin stackers are just like us, and Bitcoin stackers, to you guys, silver and gold stackers are just like us too. We all have the same ambitions. We want hard money, and we want to get out of the fiat Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? And these people meeting up, there's meetings all over the country, and there's meetings all over the world. And there's a reason for that. It's not because Bitcoin's a scam and, Bitcoin's just this thing that's going to fail. We don't know what it's going to do or whatever. But again, guys, I highly suggest you take a hard look at it.
So tell me about Austin, Texas, and Bitcoin. Why is Texas a great place to build a Bitcoin business and for Bitcoiners to come?
Well, first, I'm born and raised in Austin. There's something about the culture of Texas and then the culture of Austin specifically. But really, when I think about Austin in the context of Bitcoin, it has developed into kind of a non-coastal tech hub over the last 20 to 30 years. Once Bitcoin was launched, before anybody knew it, that Austin, Texas was really destined to be a development hub for Bitcoin, if not the Bitcoin development capital of the world, which I think it is emerging into.
Actually, too, real quick, I've been really thinking about this because, Jerry loves his freedom. I've been thinking about, I just don't do it because I'm so damn cheap, but I've been thinking about getting a place in Austin, Texas, just a little place, maybe $1,000 a month. Oh man, even though I don't want to spend that. I also want to get a place in Miami too, but that's going to be really expensive. But just to have a place so I can just, drive there for a few hours, take a few hours to drive there, or get on a quick flight and fly over there. You know what I mean? And just to be around the different cultures, even though I love Las Vegas, I love to travel. But one of my dreams is just have a place in different parts of the country / world so I can go around and just do these things. Because I'm a hardcore Bitcoin stacker, hardcore. I love Bitcoin, absolutely love it. And I love my precious metals too. And I want to be around like-minded people. And there's no better place than Texas and Miami.
I am here in Kerrville, Texas, ready to go to the Beef Initiative conference. The Beef Initiative is all about connecting ranchers. These ranchers are basically going direct to consumers of beef and serving them a much higher quality product like hormone, antibiotic-free type meat that's free-range, grass-fed.
This is a grassroots organization. You're going to hear Slim talk about that even more. So welcome. And now I'd like to hand it over to Texas Slim.
Good morning, guys. Texas Slim.
Here we go. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Well, just finished up with the speaking portion of the Beef Initiative Conference. A lot of really interesting discussions. I just didn't understand how pervasive processed food is, that just about everything you buy at a grocery store goes through the hands of large companies that you have no relationship with and frankly don't really care about you. Learned a lot about health, about beef. Ordered a box to cook beef on my tailpipe on the motorcycle. So
Yeah, absolutely. Processed foods are a killer, man. And, you know, for those of you that don't know, I've never drank a sip of alcohol. I never smoked anything or anything like that. But my bad habit is I do eat a lot of processed foods and I ingest those all the time. And that's another reason why I would like to live in Texas, just to get some of that real good meat. I know I can get it here in Vegas and things like that, but I just want to be around those kind of guys, those ranchers and things like that. And as you can see, you won't find a more red-blooded American than probably a Texas man or a rancher. You know what I mean? And even these guys get Bitcoin. As you'll see later on in the video, they make a very good merge between Bitcoin, money, and what's going on with the food industry.
I like motorcycles because there's no protection between you and the environment. You're in the environment, and when you do that times 3 hours on the highway going 60 miles an hour, that load on your brain just exhausts you in a way that nothing else does.
Yeah.
And when you're really frazzled and nervous or whatever you have going on, if you spend time on a road in that kind of environment, it just has to melt away.
A motorcycle trip on, a highway across the country or something like that, that's just a form of meditation.
Really? Is that true? Because I think if I was on a motorcycle with no metal around me and just drive, because I drive pretty fast sometimes. If I'm on the highway and driving for 3 hours, that's a form of therapy or meditation? I don't know. I think I'd be a little nervous. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
So you work with ranchers a lot with the Beef Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
What are the entry points that you see for them with Bitcoin? Like what makes sense to them when you're talking about Bitcoin, or what are the challenges?
Right. Well, you look at the ranching industry, nobody really knows. They think ranching is Yellowstone on TV. Yeah. Well, it's not. Ranching is 24/7 proof of work. It's a decentralized form of peer-to-peer communication that brings a store of value to themselves and to the American people as far as nutrition. They know what food is, and they have to know what food is. They have to know what that store of value to you is, and that's pure animal protein. That's that nutrition that they're stealing from us. Just like they're stealing the value of our dollar, they're stealing the value of our nutrition. It is hand in hand. And a lot of people in the Bitcoin space do not understand that you better start looking at food as hard as you're looking at the US dollar, because the US dollar is debased more than we've ever seen, of course. We know what's going on with, monetary systems and all that. Why is it that you think as an individual that food is not just as debased as that dollar is? And if that food and that nutrient is debased as the dollar is, how do you think you're going to have any health in this life?
Wow. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm not even gonna play with you, man. That hit me like a ton of bricks, like a bag of bricks. I have never heard that kind of comparison of the dollar and food, inflation and the devaluation of dollars, and then the nutrients out of our food. That really hit me. You know what I mean? I suggest you go back and listen to that part. And he also said in the beginning, he said proof of work. That's the difference between Bitcoin and the shit coins, ladies and gentlemen. That's the difference between precious metals and US dollars. This is proof of work. It took a lot to get this out of the ground, right? This is real. Bitcoin, in order to get this and mine this and this finite money, digital money, it's very hard to get it. The other cryptocurrencies or the shit coins, you can just print out as many as you want. Same thing with the dollars. You know what I mean? But with that proof of work, that's the key. But when he said the inflation is like stealing the dollars and the energy like it is stealing the nutrition out of the food, that really got me.
So this just arrived from Amazon. The chef at the Beef Initiative told me about this way of cooking food, which is basically wrapping it in foil and putting it on your exhaust pipe to heat it. And come to find out, this is like a way of life of cooking. There are whole cookbooks about what's called manifold cooking. So I bought this to strap to the exhaust pipe, probably right here. And I'll be putting food inside here and trying to cook. And we'll see what comes out. Like, who knows, you put a steak in there for 30 miles and you might have a beautifully cooked steak. So more updates on this coming soon.
For those of you that have a motorcycle, you're going to get one of those. You're going to put some real beef and real food and cook it on your motorcycle. That'd be pretty cool. You guys know I like to eat. But anyways, yeah, that was real eye-opening. I really like that. I really enjoyed that. A little short little video. That was part 1 of that video. It came out today, so I guess he's going to make a part 2 of his road trip or whatever. I don't know if it's going to be in a couple weeks or a couple of months. But if it's interesting, I will definitely react to it. But man, I learned something from there, and I hope you guys did too. And again, guys, you need more tools in your tool belt. It ain't just about the money, the different, Bitcoin and precious metals and assets. It's all about your health and getting real nutrition in your body. You know what I mean? That was eye-opening for me. And to see those hard-working, red-blooded American ranchers really understanding the Bitcoin ecosystem and the proof of work, and because there's a lot of miners out there in Texas, and they get it, man. They get it. And I respect those guys, even before Bitcoin. And for those guys to get it and understand the debasing of the monetary system, because they understand the debasing of the nutrition or the nutrients out of our food, it was definitely a great learning experience and an eye-opening situation for me. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you, want to take a look at Bitcoin. If you want to learn more, again, you can email me or whatever. And I'm not an expert, but I've been stacking for over 2 years now, and I'm going to keep it going. And I hope you guys really think about that. And to my Bitcoin stackers, I hope you, hedge your bets and get you some hard physical metals, because again, guys, this is all proof of work. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. You got to hold your own money. You got to be a sovereign individual, and you got to be your own bank, ladies and gentlemen. And you got to do what you got to do for you and yours. And because we know what's coming. The CBDCs are coming, and I absolutely refuse to participate. So
China hates Bitcoin for the same reason Elizabeth Warren hates Bitcoin, because they both want to control it. I'm a Bitcoin investor personally. I like Bitcoin for the same reason that the Chinese Communist government doesn't like Bitcoin. They don't like Bitcoin, and they banned it because they can't control it. Bitcoin is clearly the alpha. They want a centralized ledger that the government has complete visibility into and complete control over. And I think that is profoundly dangerous. I don't want the government having control over your finances. And so I hope we see growing resistance to a CBDC. I think the analogy of digital gold is powerful, particularly when you have irresponsible politicians in Washington that spend money like drunken sailors, which is actually not fair to the sailors, because at least they're spending their own money.
thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, only if you like it. If you guys like my channel and my videos, go ahead and share it. Guys, am I sharing stuff with you? I think so. I know you guys hate these Bitcoin videos, and I know my Bitcoiners hate when I put silver on the table. But we are all on the same team, okay? We are the hard money people. All right. We all love hard money. Bitcoiners, you love your Bitcoin. Precious metal stackers, you love your precious metals. You know, they go hand in hand in the war against the money printer, the CBDCs.
This is the difference between Bitcoin and a central bank digital currency. Bitcoin is completely decentralized. There's no one founder or CEO which can program the money. With a central bank digital currency, it's basically a digital version of what we have now. There's nothing different to it. It's going to be entirely centralized in the control of the government and the central bank. So if for whatever reason you hold the incorrect opinion, they can just program the money and use it against you. So if you like the wrong thing on social media, your central bank digital currency will no longer work. With Bitcoin, nobody can touch it. It's entirely in your possession. You'll have a non-custodial wallet, and that is where you'll hold your Bitcoin, and nobody has access to that.
And those evil, tyrannical people that control those things. And we control this. And it's good versus evil. And I will always fight on the good side, and I know you will too. If you're enjoying my videos, please share them. I really would appreciate that, really seriously though, because it helps out the algorithm, obviously, and all that. And I'm trying to, I'm changing my life here. I really want to be a person that's out here trying to change people's futures, and before it's too late. It's not just about Bitcoin or silver or anything like that. It's about waking these people up to understanding that CBDCs are a form of slavery. And my people back in the 1600s, 1500, whatever, until slavery ended in 1865. I know if I was part of that, because I love freedom, I know I would have been a runaway. I really believe that. And that's the way I am now. I'm just not going to participate in this evil stuff. And then you look at the guys back here during this time, just for a 2% raise on the taxes, they try to overthrow a government that was the most powerful government in the world, and they won. And I truly believe we can win too if we stick together. But we have to stick together. Precious metal stackers, Bitcoin stackers, we're all the same. We all love God. We all love our country, and we all love our family. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace and love, guys.